Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Sesh Grand Prix podcast. I'm your host, Ravehart, here as always, my best friend, my partner in crime, my co-host, Taylor Surreal. And without any further ado, let's get into the fucking wildness from today at qualifying for the Belgian Grand Prix. George fucking Russell. Holy shit. Just, oh my God. What a superhuman performance in that fucking Williams. Last race, even though they finished double points, they were still the slowest fast lap times. Latifi and Russell were at the bottom of the people that actually finished the race. And then George Russell puts it P2 in Belgium. I was floored watching that shit.
Straight finishes P2. He was in P1 for a solid.
Oh yeah. Until
no, is he gonna do it?
Yeah.
And right after Mercedes' head office is talking about, yeah, we made a decision.
Yeah.
But we haven't. We're not gonna tell you.
I just have to also say, like, George Russell dropping a P2 in a Williams on Valtteri's birthday. Just
on his birthday.
Yeah. That is like old school Modern Warfare 2. You roll up on a camper, get him, and then you just start teabagging. Like that's
exactly what he just did.
Yeah, that is exactly what that was. That was absolutely insane. And then Max coming in I was like, is Max going to do it? Is Max going to get pole? And then he does. I'm like,
you already know. Which Russell wasn't even upset. He was like, that's the most happy I think he's ever been in his life. You could hear him in the car.
Oh, dude, his post-race or his post-qualifying interview, you could very much tell it's like, I know I'm not supposed to be here. But it was great because it was like, we've all wanted George to pull one out and just to finish in the points. But then he comes out and goes P2 on us. I honestly think like he's
wet.
Yeah, he's shocked himself.
Mm-hmm.
And we obviously have to talk about Lando too, because that was travesty. Like, Michael Massey, get your shit together. Like, I don't know
what's gonna happen. Yeah, get your shit together. Vettel warned everybody like a substantial amount of time before that crash ever happened, and nobody listened to him. You can hear him pissed off.
Yeah,
real mad.
And he was right, because it's like, it's not like, I mean, okay, so as new F1 fans, I don't think we have the historical perspective here, but like, in all of my like going back over old seasons and seeing what has transpired politically in F1, you don't hear about like multiple big safety issues popping up in one season. And this feels like the third one we've dealt with now. We had the Tiregate thing, we had all the other was the crash Lewis's fault, or we all know Valtteri loves his Wii bowling. But for the conditions to be like they were, and like visibly, like you could just see the track and know that it was basically just a lake.
Yeah.
And then just okaying everybody to go out anyway. It was
dark. There was not from certain laps to when it got real bad, everything changed. It was very dark. You could tell they're sitting there in live, and they can't make the decision.
Yeah.
And they got people on the radio saying it's extremely unsafe. I'm hydroplaning everywhere.
Yeah, and then like you also like they have I don't know if the if race control has access to all the different teams' weather forecasting. They might not, but they have their own. And they should have been fully aware of what the track conditions were.
They got people down there standing on the track. They
Well,
should damn well know what the fuck's going on. And they made the call way too late after a massive crash. I don't even know what's going to happen with McLaren and Norris. Is he racing in the race tomorrow? Are the engineers going to be able to build a new car, or do they have a spare on deck for him? I don't know.
That will be interesting to see at the very least. But like, also like Danny Rick coming in P4, not
Phenomenal.
bad.
Phenomenal.
He was like on the verge of getting dumped out of Q2. Somehow ends up qualifying P4. Like that's.
Oh, sorry. Not to step back one step or two steps here, but did you see the crowd when Verstappen took?
Oh yeah, the fucking the orange smoke. That is
Oh, they zoomed in. You could hear the roar. Not just from the track cam. You could hear the roar when he took the time. And it was insane. It was insane.
Dude, Zandvoort next week is going to be nuts. Imagine just all, like, him on home soil.
It's going to be insane. I hope my orange jersey gets here before then.
I fucking knew you ordered one. But, like, no, I'm excited to see that one because it's going to be, like, I'm going to look into, like, crime statistics in the Netherlands next weekend to see how many home robberies there are. Because, like, I think it's something like 11. Yeah, like 11% of the country tunes in whenever Max races. And the race is in the Netherlands. So
for F1, that's insane.
It's just like
anything that's insane.
Yeah, 11% of a country tuning in to watch one person. Like
in an esoteric type sport, like just very niche
sport. But it's like there has to be an increase in like break-ins, robberies, car thefts. Just whatever. Like, there's going to be an increase in, crime related to the fact that no one's home, so everybody's at the race.
I'm dead.
I'm convinced. Yeah. I'm convinced that's going to happen. But
ooh, and to see Lewis Hamilton at third. Ooh, so sweet.
Not only in third, but like the heir apparent to Lewis's seat at Mercedes beating him out in a fucking Williams. Just he had like George Russell's racing against these guys with one hand tied behind his back because he's in a Williams. And he drives the fucking wheels off the thing. I know we keep going back to George Russell, but like it's just
question. Do you think he just took advantage of the situation where everybody was struggling and he got it together and was able to drive that track through the wet? Or do you think that this track is just a track that he can drive the fucking tits off of and he just could do it no matter what? What do you think?
I think there's a mixture between like he's from England, where the one thing we know about that place is that it rains all the fucking time. So,
facts.
Yeah.
They've never seen the sun.
There's reason to believe that he has plenty of experience, in those kind of conditions. But I also think it does come down to Williams making the right tire decision. Because it was like people were bouncing in between the inters and the wets, and Williams stayed on the inters pretty much the whole time. And like they sent them out at their strategy in terms of like how to manage the weather conditions and the tires and everything, like their strategy was on point. I think that like that obviously had something to do with it, but it's like, it's that can only take you so far. The strategy is what you use to put the driver in the best position possible to go
Comes
out
down to
there.
the guy in the cockpit at the end.
Yeah, it's like if he doesn't put the lap time down, then there's no. Latifi had the exact same kind of setup, but Latifi didn't make it into Q3. He didn't qualify P2.
Nope. No, he did not.
Like, yeah, it was like everything came together just right for George this time. I'm curious to see like where he'll actually finish in the race.
See, yes, I mean, is Hamilton just going to be like, and just immediately, and then he falls back like 10 spots, or one, is it going to be rainy again tomorrow?
If there is rain tomorrow, and Lando can get him, the McLaren engineers can get Lando a car to drive, even with whatever grid penalty he has to serve because of parts that need to be replaced, he was fast enough. Like, he was multiple tenths up on everybody in Q2 and Q1. He was on it yesterday. Or he was on it today. And
3 minutes into yesterday for you.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, yeah, it's like I think he could do well. And it was like, it's also like, yeah, George was at the top of the timing sheets the whole session. Q1, Q2, Q3, there was not a time where like he wasn't at least putting up like a top 5 time. Yep. And if it's wet tomorrow, we can basically extrapolate from there and say, yeah, depending on how they set the car up, there's a very real possibility that he could put in a good performance. And it's, as we've been saying the last few weeks, everything's better down where it's wetter. If he takes advantage of the chaos, who knows what the fuck could happen? Assuming there is chaos.
I think from what I saw today and where they are, I'm betting on rain tomorrow. I know we're optimistic about some things, but I'm turning my pajamas inside out, and I'm doing a rain dance. And I think it's going to be rain tomorrow. I think this is going to be potentially one of the most interesting races of the entire season.
Every reason to believe that it will. Hopefully, we don't have any more crashes at Eau Rouge.
Right.
I am kind of worried about it, though. I do have to admit. Like, after watching the W Series crash, that was bad.
That had just happened?
No, there was a qualifying. I think it was their qualifying was on Friday, but
it was like this week.
Yeah, it was this week.
Oh, and I haven't seen this.
I sent you the video, but yeah, it was 6 cars involved. It was basically it was the result of that barrier there not being enough runoff between the edge of the track and the barrier. So what ends up happening is like the car that spun out, basically when they hit the wall, they bounced back onto the track. So you have like basically just a car immobilized, sitting in the middle of the track at a really tight corner, and then 5 other cars just kind of come in unable to stop and just all plowing into each other. It was fucking carnage. And like
horrible.
Somehow like Lando walked away with I think I think he banged up his elbow, but outside of that, I don't think that there's really going to be anything that's going to stop him from racing if he's physically able. There were no serious injuries in the W Series crash somehow.
Thanks to engineering.
Yeah, yeah, and uh, we'll see what happens. But I'm hoping for some wet and wild fun tomorrow. Because
Everybody, turn your PJs inside out tonight
yes,
and do a rain dance.
yep, I'll be rain dancing in my front yard. I'm sure that my neighbor, the Tifosi, will be doing the same.
Oh, you already know. He knows what's good.
I mean, with Leclerc and Sainz getting dropped out and not making it into Q3, I have a feeling he might pull the whole family out in the front yard just to make sure that, like, all right, we need the rain just to give us a shot. Yeah. I mean, like, he was running in what? He was running P1 for most of the British Grand Prix until, the LHT 1000 rolled up behind him, taking advantage of the chaos. So I think that there's every reason to believe that if there is chaos, weird shit's gonna happen. I mean, that's how Esteban Ocon got his win. So who knows?
That's the most exciting time in F1.
Yeah.
Just look, they don't even know when to call the red flags.
Yeah.
Anything could happen. Anything could happen.
It is a fun time to be an F1 fan. But yeah, I think I worry on a certain level for our boy, for Mad Max Verstappen, because it's not like, oh, Valtteri's way back, because he finished what, like, I don't know if he got into Q3 or not, but
like, I don't recall where he finished.
He's gonna have like another 5-place grid penalty for the crash in Hungary.
Really?
Yeah, that was like a penalty that got laid down like pretty early on, but
nice.
With that and the whole, I mean, I don't know. It's like Valtteri's way back, but you've got Russell in P2 and Hamilton P3. I hope it's not going to be Toto's going to be on the phone, be like, so George, we're going to need you to let Lewis past. I hope that is not what ends up happening. Or it's like, will Red Bull, or will it be like the Red Bull situation where the Red Bull guys will use the AlphaTauri guys to hold up Mercedes? Will Mercedes use the Williams driver in P2 to fuck with Max? I don't know, but I'm worried about it.
Like I said, this is about to be one of the more interesting races of the year, from what we can tell right now.
Oh, yeah.
What else is there to say? You gotta fucking watch.
Yep.
Tomorrow. Well, today for you.
Yes, today. Well, yes, because I am 3 hours. 3 hours ahead of you.
No, I know that. How many hours till the race?
Oh, well, let's find out. We is Googling.
Stay with us. Stay with us. Googling. We need a Jamie. Well, yep. Jamie is Doug. His name is Doug.
Yep. So it will be on ESPN. I'm not watching that shit. We watch on F1, the F1 TV app. Yeah, ESPN at
F1 TV app.
Yep, at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. our time is live starting time. And by 9 a.m. I mean East Coast time.
So 6 a.m. for you.
But that's real time. So what is it like? What time is it in Belgium?
2 p.m.
2 p.m. Okay.
Something like that, I think.
So you said 6 a.m. for me?
Yeah, it should be 6 a.m. for you.
Bet. I'm gonna catch that shit live. Because it's finally not at 3 a.m.
But
Anyway.
yep. I guess we will see you guys all next week for the debrief of the weird, wacky, wet, and wild shenanigans at Spa Francorchamps. They're going to be going down here in a few hours. I have been Raveheart. He has been Taylor Surreal. We'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.